Previously on my Sonic Let's Play, Corey Reviews has come. No longer Supersonic Corey, he is rebirthed as Corey Reviews.
Funny thing, I don't think in the last part I even explained why my channel has changed. Long story short, I had a channel called Supersonic Corey, and I basically started to get sick of it because I did various things. I did movie reviews, I did videos where I quote off other movies, and I also did cubing videos because I can solve a Rubik's Cube for those who don't know. And eventually I started going towards the cubing demographic, and one of my cubing videos got insanely popular. And I started falling to that demographic, and then I found YouTubers like Chris Stuckman or Jeremy Johns or the Flickpick or other YouTube movie reviewers, and I ended up wanting to go more in the movie demographic because, as I said in the last part, I love movies. However, I was just constantly getting comments and views from all my cubing videos, and eventually I thought the only way to do it was to basically start off new and go and do a specifically movie channel. Hence, Corey's Reviews was born, and Corey's Reviews basically represents Corey's movie reviews, because that's what I do. I review movies.
And video games.
Occasionally video games, and, well, it worked. I currently have 106 subscribers, and still growing. Something tells me I'm doing a bit better than your channel.
Well, I'll eventually get there. Hopefully I'll get there one day.
Maybe within the next 5 years or so.
Or maybe within this year. Maybe this video is the one that will give me popularity.
Maybe.
But you see, this is me doing this gameplay, and if Supersonic Corey was doing it, I'm not sure how good he would go, because he said he wouldn't be going very well at this stage, because it's a pretty bad one for classic or modern.
Yeah, I just don't... honestly, this is by far, in my opinion, the worst level of the entire game. And the funny thing is that the amount of time it took us to beat this level when recording it took us around the same time as it takes me to beat Eggman Land in Sonic Unleashed for the Xbox 360.
Or it took longer, actually. It took more than 20 minutes. I just had to cut out a couple of things.
Yeah, because my fastest record in in Eggman Land is actually 17 minutes.
Yeah, another thing as well, should I call this Hell on Earth, this one? Because I called Crisis City because I don't like it Hell. Should I call this one Hell on Earth because it is like an earthly looking planet?
Planet Hell? Hell Valley? Oh, Back to the Future. Awesome movie. I digress. But I just... One of the main reasons why I hate this level is because, for starters, the wisps are way overused. Like, in Sonic Colors, not only are they given to you for the beginning, but they are almost optional. But, like, they are optional, and they're almost completely optional, and only a few times are they mandatory. Here, you have to use them.
And they only give you 2 wisps. They don't even give you half the cool wisps.
I know, and the wisps they do give you are pretty pathetic, honestly.
Another thing as well about the wisp is, I would have liked if I could play them more through the game, and if this one wasn't so optional. Even in Lost World, they were pretty good because you had a choice if you wanted to use them, and you had a lot more, and they were through the whole game.
A lot of people really hate the wisps in Sonic Lost World, but I think they were fine. Were they as good as the ones in Colors? No, not really, but still. I don't think that hate is justified.
I killed 2 birds with 1 stone, or 2 mechs with 1 stone, sorry. When I did the spin dash, I just killed both of those enemies that you saw.
For a second, I thought you... Watching that footage again for a second, I thought you died.
No, I didn't.
It looks like you did.
I didn't, and it's not a sneaky edit this time.
Yeah, because you do a lot of that to...
But I have to do that to cut my timing, or my upload will be like, it'll be never ending upload. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, coming up with those kinds of jokes on the spot, you really need to work with.
Yes.
Because unless your comedic timing is spot on, they're pretty hard. And what I mean by this is because there are times when that kind of stuff works. For example, in a review I did for the original Terminator, I called it a thriller, and then I suddenly broke song into Michael Jackson's Thriller, background music and all. And I just think it was hysterical. However, since I even though I came up with the joke on the spot, I felt like I still had decent singing. I'm not a good singer by any meanings. However, I feel like that I was able to sing decent enough to make the joke work.
So yeah, I think Spikes isn't too bad of a one, but I don't think you should lose rings if you get hit by stuff as much, because it seems like you just go all over the place with Spikes, and it goes like really weird all over. Like other Spikes shouldn't hurt it. If normal Spikes don't hurt it, stuff like Chainsaw shouldn't hurt it.
I think it's actually pretty funny considering in Sonic Colors, Sonic's regular abilities does not have the spin dash. Once you get the pink spikes, though, you can use the spin dash. Alright, and then we got the hover wisp, which can let you use the light speed dash. That's one of modern Sonic's main abilities. Why can't you use that in your main areas?
But that is only in Colors, that is not in Generations.
Which actually means that the light dash is more restricted in Colors than it is here. I don't think that was even possible.
No, I think because the other one's used more than what the light dash is here.
Hover.
Yeah. Used more than what the light dash is here. I think this is still more restricted than even Colors light dash.
Which is infuriating, because the light dash is really helpful. I use it a lot in Sonic Unleashed.
I love it because it gives you boosts and it does help in sneaky bits. Like, in Rooftop Run even, there's just one that I could think of off the bat, which is a shortcut.
I can think of 2 shortcuts with the light dash in Rooftop Run. I just don't get why it's so restricted, and I also think that this area that MP is in right now, it's really tedious because you have to be very precise with your platforming, and as you can see, MP is stuck here for quite a long extended period of time, and watching this, I was actually getting pretty bored.
Yeah. Lucky I didn't have to do it for too long.
I just hope that our commentary will entertain you, and if it's not, why are you still watching this?
Don't take away customers. Oh, sorry, I meant viewers.
Yeah, I just think that the Plant Wisp is way too platform heavy. I mean, you can go faster than this in certain Mario games.
Yeah. This is the only time when Glitchfest... Oh, not Glitchfest, sorry. This is the only time when, Game Theory's actually right with their Sonic is slower than the speed of sound.
It's not necessarily that Sonic, is slower. It's like he can go fast, he just really can't because there's too much stuff in the way.
Yeah. But the thing is, these platform-heavy stages are generally pretty boring. And if you want to have... Like, some platform-heavy stages are alright, but some are just like... I don't want to be playing a Mario game.
That is why I despise levels like Sky Sanctuary Classic. It is just extremely platform heavy. Like, Sky Sanctuary Modern is better because while it's still platform heavy, if you know what you're doing, you can still get some really good speed out of it.
So now I ended the stage, so now we've got...
And and we finally did it. It only took you 8 minutes.
Well, it's going to take you longer to do your stage.
Okay, I can't argue against that.
And I edited your deaths. I don't think I had a death. Yeah, I didn't have a death in mine. I got an S rank for it, and I went like, what the... Yeah, I'm not going to swear because I don't like swearing on the channel in general, but like...
Neither do I, mate.
So it's like, what the... I got an S rank.
Yep.
And I went, party, everybody.
Okay, just stop. I think I lost 3 points of IQ of singing when you just sung. Just stop. You...
So now we're going to be watching Supersonic Corey's part. And
actually, plus it's just Corey, remember?
Yeah, Corey reviews, or Corey. Sorry.
I think it's the fact that we're playing a Sonic game why you keep on mistaking Corey's reviews for Supersonic Corey.
Yeah. I'm gonna...
The funny thing, I just think it's funny and ironic that I've got just as much Sonic-related content on Corey's reviews than I do on Supersonic Corey. Because, the point I called Supersonic Corey is mainly because I was obsessed with Sonic at the time and I wanted to have a Sonic marathon. And I waited until Corey's reviews to have my marathon, mainly just due to lack of ability to record gameplay footage.
Yeah,
So,
as
it's-
well, originally weren't you going to call it a superhero Corey or something, or?
I don't really. I didn't really have any specific plans because it just took me weeks to come up with Supersonic Corey, and one of the ideas I had was something like Corey's Critique or Corey's Reviews or something for my original one. However, a lot of people who were supporting my YouTube channel were saying that the name sounded a bit too generic. However, so I went with something with like Supersonic Corey, and eventually when I came to my new one, I just went right off the bat Corey's Reviews because I loved that name. And my parents went, yeah, that's a good idea, just simply because it's a much more mature name, and I knew what I wanted to do. So, if you subscribe to Corey's Reviews, which has an apostrophe and column at the end, and if you subscribe to my channel, you can basically expect movie reviews.
I'll probably put it in the link in the description below. I already have in one of the videos, but I might just put it in
You forget to add in links in the description all the time. There's a lot of videos in this Let's Play where you say you put a link in the description and there's no link.
I only put it in one because I didn't want to keep on excessively doing that. And I can always change that, but I want to really only do it in two just because...
Oh, Team Death! Oh my...
He got Sonic teamed again. We all get Sonic teamed sometimes, and these end bits of the Let's Plays is where me and Corey Reviews have gotten Sonic teamed so many times.
We were pretty rusty at this game, and I think it shows.
But we also got Sonic teamed.
The thing that I also am a bit disappointed with this game, and again, it probably does result in this game being unfinished, but I really would have loved a final level in this game, simply because this is the last stage of the game, and there's nothing very final level-ish about it.
Yeah, like me and, when we used to go to the same school, like, this is as much as detail as I'm giving, when we used to go to the same school, we actually thought that they should have had all the final stages from all the games that they had referenced in this game, like...
So, Scrap Brain Zone, Death Egg Zone, Metropolis Zone, Eggman Land, Terminal Velocity, maybe all of them except for maybe End of the World for Sonic 06.
Yeah, I wouldn't count that as their final stage. I'll just count final as Sonic Stories.
Like, just like a whole collaboration in one big cluster zone, that would be...
and I think time should be breaking and everything should be breaking down, and in Eggman when Ferris wheels come down. And
like, you'd have to use the circle button or the B button for dodging it, that sort of thing. I think that would be a really hard level, but really awesome level. And it's not just a lack of a final level, but if you ask me, I think there are a couple of choices that I prefer have different ideas over. For example, I think that instead of Sky Sanctuary, I would have liked to see Death Egg Zone. And the reason why is because I think it would have been more interesting with the whole anti-gravity mechanic, because the only 3D Sonic game I can think of where you can do anti-gravity in 3D is Crazy Gadget from Sonic Adventure 2. So I think seeing an anti-gravity gimmick return for at least one stage would be very interesting.
Because they brought back the wisps, didn't they?
Yeah, and I also would have been interested to reference something like the Werehog for the Unleashed area.
Yeah, I think you should have been able to have an optional choice as a mission or something. One thing I'm not going to say now, but we'll say in our review, or I'll sort of say now, but we'll say what sort of levels we thought should have been DLC but in our review, but I'll say there should have been DLC for this game.
I agree. Like, one thing... Am I the only one who is really, really, really curious to see what it would have looked like in Marble Zone?
Well, no you're not, but we also don't want to ruin all of our ones for DLC, saying...
Yeah, but that's just... I'm not saying that I wanted Marble Zone as the very first level in the game, that Marble Zone is a terrible idea for a first level. I'm just someone...
It's a terrible idea for a second level.
Yeah. But it's just... I just think that's why this game needs DLC, because it would...
Oh, and now you saw that death, you saw the platform things, we were going like, what's happening there?
Yeah. Slight glitch. But I just think that this game could use DLC. And also, another thing I would have liked to see, and this really isn't Sonic Generations, but last year, Mario got a game called Super Mario Maker for the Wii U. Really cool idea for a game, and I really want to get it. And the only reason why I haven't got it is just because the game here in Australia is extremely expensive. It's nearly $100, and I just decided to pass on it, and I ended up getting movies like Zootopia on Blu-ray instead.
Yeah, and this is going off Sonic altogether, but when I do my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, some of that stuff is like fairly expensive. Lucky I go to tournaments and I get like $10 off. If not, it would be too expensive for me to buy the products, because like a lot of things, like even structure decks cost like $20, so it's not the cheapest thing in Australia to get into. So yeah, lucky I do get the $10 off, but that's all ranted about Yu-Gi-Oh for another video, probably for a Yu-Gi-Oh video. But now let's go back onto Sonic.
The thing I find funny about this level, is that the instant I ended up in this tower-like area where you just have to climb up, is where I suddenly got a lot better at the stage. Like, I went from being pretty poor at it to suddenly being actually really good. At least in my opinion. Like, I'm no MLG pro. Like, I did have a couple of deaths at the end though. I think the ending of this level where you have to try and get past the little door areas without getting crushed, I think those bits are a bit cheap.
Yeah, and you died there. I remember, you'll see in a minute, but I did cut a little bit of it out. But Corey Reviews dies because these making sure that the thing doesn't come down on him, but he accidentally jumps on spikes trying to look what's up him, not what's down. So he gets spiked and dies.
Yeah. I just think that this level has a bit too many cheap deaths.
Yeah.
And it's just so lame as a final level.
Yeah, and I think it would, like I said, for us it would have been better if we'd actually had a full final level like that had all other final levels, and I think it would have been fun like messing around with the sound and warping it because of how manipulated time was. And maybe you could have
like slow it down and speed it up, or just have it regular play or disordered. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, and like maybe at the beginning it's less disordered, but later on as it goes, each other stage sounds more disordered than the other one because you're getting to the time meter, and then that will lead to the final zone with the time meter. That would have been awesome. I hope somebody makes a mod like that.
So do I. But considering that this game is like what this game came out 5 years ago, I think chances are.
But people are still making mods for the PC version.
Really?
Yeah.
The thing I find really funny is that this game came out in 2011, and so while Sonic was at the top of his game, Pixar was at this lowest.
If you just saw, he just died, and then I just dropped, so he just fainted, then rocket.
Yeah. But I think it's funny because in 2011, Pixar released Cars 2, and that is considered the worst movie Pixar has made. So I think it's funny that when Sonic was at the top of his game, Pixar was at the lowest. And then Sonic decided to rise up again with Sonic went back down with Blue and Rise of Lyric, and then Inside Out came out.
But this is the end of the video.
Bye.
Farewell.